another quick live, sort of an audio get ready with me type shit. Cause that's what I'm about to be doing in a minute. All right, it's that time. So had to run some errands and yeah, who gives a fuck about my life? All right, so we here. I said I was coming back. I'm back. Keeping my word. So I was listening to something and I said I was going to play it for you guys to listen to. I can't share the screen. Maybe that's a good thing. And going to make a comment about what I hear. And I think it's interesting because I'm starting to realize that everybody shares the same sentiment and everybody seems to all be from the same region that has these very extreme thoughts about black people and black culture, right? I don't really hear, no, they're all the same. I'll take it back. It's all the same conversation. So I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all hear something I was listening to.
Gotta be kidding. You gotta be kidding me. You're still doing streams about how to get a black woman to submit. You're still doing streams about how to get an attitude out of a black woman. Really? In 2024? Come on. Stop. You niggas are retarded. You niggas.
Let me tell you something before he gets any further. I had a situation. I held the door for somebody, and I don't hold doors for people. I come out that motherfucker and I keep it moving. And I held the door, and the lady didn't even tell me thank you. Not even a thanks. Okay, nothing. Just walk through the door. And I said to myself, "You're welcome," right? But I didn't say it out loud. And I had to realize something. And I want you all to do this too. You have to know your vibration. Do you know that it is a vibration, right? When you walk around here and you say you don't like people who look a certain type of way, or you judge people who look a certain type of way, then you go outside and they respond to you in the very way that you've been judging them, and they weren't even there when you were doing it. So you got to understand that. People can even sense if you probably didn't even want to hold the motherfucking door for them. I give y'all the example all the time. That light skinned masculine woman, and it was the dark skinned woman. Light skinned one looked at me and smiled real big and said hello, whatever to me. The dark skinned one turned her head. The dark skinned one with the bonnet, she turned her head. You know why she did that? Because she knew that I wasn't interested in anything like her. So you have to keep that in mind, and you can't take things personal. Even people who get attitudes with you and they were not in the room, they know that you don't like them or don't fuck with them and or their culture or who they are. And you have to just accept it as your vibration. You just have to accept it that way. Another thing, let's keep going for the video.
Weapons grade retarded right now. You should have figured out how to get that.
Oh shit, hold on, y'all. It done took me to a whole nother video.
Soap is on sale. We need it. Yeah.
I'm sick of this commercial. I need this motherfucking commercial to disappear. I gotta skip it, y'all. Okay, let's go.
2024. You should have figured out how to get that bitch to submit. By, I don't know, around 2013. Come on. You niggas are stupid. You niggas are stupid. You niggas are world class stupid.
Mm.
Come on. Stop doing relationship streams. Stop doing relationship live streams. Stop doing videos, pre-records about relationships. Stop. Because if you haven't figured it out by now, you've already lost the game. You should have figured out relationships when you graduated from high school. The bottom line, this is part two. This is part two. This is part two. But if you hadn't learned by part one, you niggas are stupid if you're still doing relationship struggles. Lippy, yeah, nigga, you stupid. Anton, yeah, nigga, you stupid.
Ooh.
This may be risky, yeah, nigga, you stupid. All three of y'all niggas are stupid because you're talking about relationships in your goddamn 40s. Relationship, that subject should have been solved by graduation from high school. I said it, yes.
Nah, I say about 30.
You should know what that woman wants by the time you turn 19. In your 40s, you still don't know what that bitch wants. What a loser you are. Come on. Sick of this shit. I'm the only one that says shit. Niggas are losers. Still talk about relationship in the goddamn 40, goddamn 50, goddamn 60. Still talk about it. If a bitch will bring something to the motherfucking thing. If can a woman submit to a man? Why can't she all that shit, 8 to 40 to 50, you're a loser. You're a loser.
He does have a point. Even when I talk about relationships, it's not the same as I was talking about it when I was like 21. If I even cared I even think I talked about relationships then. I don't even think I gave a fuck about it, honestly. But the like at this age, yeah, you should have like I think at 30, about the time you hit that, you should have it figured out. If you don't have it figured out by this age and older, yeah, you just don't get it. You just don't get it. Period. It's you're not self-reflecting at all. Let's go.
Because if that bitch has not submit to you by the time you turn 19, you are a loser. Yes. See the word it is. You don't tune into my channel so I can tell you what you tell you what you want to hear. You tune into my channel because I can tell you the truth. The truth is, boys, you figure that that black bitch by the time your 19th birthday rolled around, you're gonna lose. You'll lose. You have to figure out that bitch by your 19th. If you're 45, 55, and 65, and you still don't know anything about that black bitch, you've lost already. Nothing they can be done. Sorry. 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 There's nothing you can use because all other nationalities have figured out their bitches by the age of 19. 19. If you walking around stomping around in your 30s, you still don't know what your bitch wants, your black bitch wants. Your shit out of it. You should figure it out at the age of 19. So I'm telling everybody out there, I'm charging out to everybody out there. I need you to boycott any channel talking about relationships from here on out. Unless they're prime demographic is.
This is a passport, bro, everybody. The passport bro himself does not have a broad mentality of life. The passport bro is very American in every single way that they are. What is so deep about the fact that you are dating outside of your race? If you have a connection with somebody, you have a connection with somebody. What's so deep about that? Why in this system do people have to parade that they date outside their race because they are expressing their hate for you? It's that simple. They are expressing how much they hate you. Tell me I'm lying. You still haven't figured out this black bitch. We don't have a problem with the word bitch over here, right? Because this is bad bitchcraft radio. You still haven't figured out this black bitch. You're still talking about her because he don't want to hear about her. On his alpha male channels, air quote, he don't want to hear what you got to say. He don't want to hear nothing about her because he don't fuck with her. Remember the Jiffy Pop bag on my head, right? That's what he called it. Because personally, I don't like to wear a bonnet on my head when I go out, but if I'm going out and I have to make my errands, I do. It is what it is. It is very interesting to me, people. People are interesting because I hate people. I don't like people. And people, and especially Americans, I really don't like Americans. And especially people who have a view of something because it is your own personal experience, world experience. They all are the same. The passport bro and the divested black woman is the fucking same. I don't care what nobody says. She doesn't have worldly experiences either. Tell her to talk about her worldly experiences on her own. Tell her to talk about what she has experienced without it being connected to a goddamn male. Ask her to do that. And that's why I stand on the alternative black woman is the true and first divested black woman. The first one to be wise enough to not want to deal with nothing with the bullshit of black culture. Some divestors say black people don't have a culture. Black people do have a culture. What you see that is disgusting, that is their culture. A lot of people have disgustingness in this patriarchy. That's another topic. This is an interesting one because I actually want to play back the show where he had came on the show. And what is really interesting to me is the mindset of y'all who are from certain regions in America who do not have the experience of us big city people of foreign culture and people and culture in general. And depending on how we live our life, we know of different spiritualities and religions and practices. We know that what you call voodoo is Haiti is not the only ones that do it. We know that Jewish people do it. We know that actually in all cultures before the patriarchy and Christianity came around, everybody's cultures practice what you call voodoo. But then I can go into it and tell you the misogyny in voodoo and the misogyny that has taken over a lot of spiritual practices, even in witchcraft. Because that's just the mindset in the woman that I am, and that's the experiences that I have to do that. But ask someone who is a divested black woman or a passport bro, tell them to give you some depth. Tell them to give you some kind of, they're always playing. You ever notice that? Something is always funny. Something is always a joke, or something is always raging. Something is always, there's a rage in between. It's like there's something for the clowning or they're raging. It's two things with these people, but there is no depth with these people. They will proudly keep praising America, which is a very anti-intelligent place. You're gonna praise somebody, you're gonna praise a culture of things or a place that is very anti-intelligent. So much that y'all try to make people who have degrees and associates and masters feel like shit for having it, and making them feel like they ain't shit for having it. Scratching my head on that one. This is what y'all praising. It's that time for me to start moving around. Y'all the same people. This is why, and I'm glad that person came on. And my girlfriend was like, "Is that the guy that kept repeating himself? You talk to that nigga?" She was like, "Oh my gosh." I said, "Damn, that is the guy that was repeating himself, right?" I had to remember that was the guy that was repeating himself, right? Okay, but it was funny. It was very, 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 very funny, right? And so this is why I talk the way that I do, y'all. This is why I get into the dark psychology of a thing. This is why I get into the art of manipulation. This is why I get into everything such as the topic of SW, semen chemical warfare. SCW. I need to start putting SCW. This is why I go into the depths of these type of topics for you all to understand why I do what I do and talk the way that I talk. The hell? Is that a gun? I do it for you all to see that no matter how you slice this pie, these people who believe themselves to be, excuse me, headphone users, different, okay, who believe themselves to be so much the creme de la creme of something. These people who really walk around here as if they have found a solution to something, and there's no depth. There's no self-reflection being taught. Constant mockery of people who are spiritual, calling them mammies when they themselves are mammies. The black male is a mammy too. We're not going to talk about that. I'm not talking about the gay black, I'm talking about the black male in general. The black male is a mammy too. They all are the fucking same. They're going to put on videos and videos on top of videos, and they're going to say, look at this monkey ape nigger, this, that, and the third. Look at this gorilla, this, that, and the third. And why they put them things in their head, that shit looks horrible. That shit looks horrible. This is the level of conversation that they are all having with y'all. But I sit here and I say to myself, where's the depth? Do you hear me? Where the fuck is the depth in all of these conversations? Where is some kind of self reflection and self actualization? 1 second. Headphone users, hold on. Where is it? Anybody can get and take news and take information. If let me tell you, the universe provides, baby. Okay? And I'm not saying that some things are not truth and fact, but it provides. So therefore, I can sit here, right? And I can, hey, look at these Mexicans and look how big of a child molester that they are, right? And I can find a million videos and information. I can Google. I can prove that Mexican men are indeed pedophiles and they fuck their own children. And they groom their children. And this is why they don't want you in their culture. I'm not saying that this is what I feel, because I don't give a fuck what they do in their culture. But I can do that. I can say that, but guarantee you I can find all the information to prove myself right. Then there are things that are absolutely in your face. There are things that are absolutely like, well, there's people who do it over here, and doesn't matter if it's a Russian in the Russian country or a Russian in goddamn America. Them motherfuckers is crazy, right? Don't matter. These motherfuckers is absolutely motherfucking crazy. And also, them motherfucking Russian motherfuckers. I'm just saying something. Always fighting and carrying on. Whether I see it here in America, it's just the personality that come with them. Damn, right? That's how it goes. But that's just the actual thing that you can see. Everywhere African goes, nobody wants them there. Everybody's kicking them out. Everybody's throwing them the other kind of way. Black, Hispanic, and Latin are getting fucking deported. All the immigrants getting deported. Don't want them here. And it goes on and on and on. But truly helping people is them truly helping themselves. Truly helping people is them truly helping themselves. Truly helping people is helping them see and do their own spiritual work. And if you yourself have done it, you have the guide to help them do it for themselves. That's what it is to truly help people. But no, 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 no. These people are typical because it's a human being thing. It's a human nature thing. It's not a race thing that y'all want to make. It's a human nature thing. Manipulation is a human nature thing. Playing mind games is a human nature thing. Lying is a human nature thing. Putting on different masks is a human nature thing. Jealousy, envy, regret, shame, doubt is a human nature thing. And it's about the vibrations of where you are. These people in this town, I tell you, I read the energy all the time. I was talking to my girlfriend about this. I said, yo, these people have a very fucked up energy about themselves. And I tell you all the time, they do not like authentic people. They don't like people who are organically themselves. They don't like free-minded, free spirits. They don't like people who are them or who are different. They don't like them. And people's attitude towards you shows that. because it's their own internal insecurity. You got too many fakers here. People holding on to the fact that they from Atlanta and this and that, and they ain't been there since they was 2 or 5 years old. That shit's crazy. That shit's crazy. You got people going back and forth about where they're from. They can't even identify where they're from. And so, well, where you're born is where you're from. Some people say, no, where you're raised is where you're from, not where you're born. Okay. And it's all these different things that play a part. And then it gets stupid, and then it gets ignorant, and then that's a mammy, that's it is, and then the people just get stupid and stupid. And I don't give a fuck. I believe there was a lot of people causing trouble and mayhem in between the circles of all this shit, because that's human nature. Manipulation isn't everybody. Manipulation is in everybody. Using people is in everybody. Just don't allow yourself to be misused. And you develop stronger personalities as you get in this world. And as you develop a stronger personality, there's things that you don't give a fuck about. Trust me when I tell you. See, I'm in tune with myself enough to know and feel that whatever feelings I feel is not my own. These are other people. And this is technically their response to someone as myself. But you also have to know yourself, because when I go to another county, I don't experience this feeling. Yet, but only if it's a certain person and phenotype in the corner, and it's just like, don't give a fuck. You wouldn't like me anyway. That's how I move. And that's what happens. You got to understand American people, or people in general. There are people who literally have not left where they are from. They have not left their town. They cannot say that they have went to another state on their own, not because the sake of a family trip. No, no, no. Somewhere on their own, just to travel and go and have a good time. You don't have many people. I know plenty of people like that, but you don't have many people that can say that. You don't even have many people who can say that they even know people who travel the world or travel all over, who've been to different places and told them all about it. You don't even have people that have been like me, that has been invited to go across seas. I've been invited to Peru, Mexico. Yeah, I've been invited. Yeah. And I want to say Cuba. I want to say somebody wanted to go to Cuba or something, but I've been invited. And you got some people that they can't say that they have. If I had a passport in my early 20s, I probably would have traveled at least. I would tell y'all right now, I probably would have been to at least 10 different countries right now. I'm not gonna hold you. And some of them I may have gone frequent if I had my passport in my 20s. I know for sure I would have been everywhere. I know I would have been to Barcelona, Berlin. I would have definitely hit London a few times, the Caribbean a few times. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's me. But a lot of people can't say that. A lot of people don't read books, people. We read books over here. We read a lot of books over here. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people do not take the time to elevate themselves in or their lives, people. They're identified by other people around them. I need you to understand this. One second. You have to I want you to understand all of this, and it will help you navigate life different. Test me. Test me now. Go out there and ask somebody what books they're reading. Just ask 5 random people, what book are you reading? See what book they're reading. See how many books they're reading. Okay? Just do that. And that will give you your answer. Go look at somebody, look at people who are gamers, people who may go to school and stuff. Ask them what books are they reading outside of that. Other people ain't doing that. These are the things that I want you to see. So when you come here to this channel, this energetic channel, and you go to my other podcast inside as that's being set up, I need you to understand what kind of frequency and space that you're in and what kind of woman you are talking to, what kind of spiritual being that you are talking to. I'm very serious. I don't laugh and I don't smile. And that's an honest fact. The only time you get me laughing and smiling if I am around certain people. Sometimes if I laugh and smile, some people don't really respond very well to me because I don't do it. I have always taken things serious. I have always taken life too serious, if you ask me, but that comes with being raised by older people. You will do that. I feel how I feel, and I have told y'all how I feel about people and especially about the Black community. But I'm not going to beat a dead horse with that topic. But what I will do is I will open up the books on dark psychology. What we will do over here is we will open books about the mind of a serial killer and a predator. There's a book on the dark psychology of the predators and stuff. That's another book. What we will do is we will dig into life and people the best way that we can so we can navigate it wisely. You have to not take things personal. You have to give main character energy and you don't allow others to do it to you because you have to understand what kind of person that is. There are people that are fearful. There are people that are not themselves. That's why they're online being themselves because they can't be that there. There are people that are living a life, they live in such this lavish, white, gated life, but they still go to spaces to talk to niggas. Oh, why? Why is that? Because I told you, it's manipulation. It's a whole manipulative tactic. They hate you, and this is what I want you to start doing because I'm sick of you. This is what y'all need to do. That's how they begin to think. They're probably telling you what they truly feel about people in life that they don't say out loud. Ask my partner. She tell me all the time, you be all right until you start speaking about certain things. Then people ain't gonna like you. She told me that. People ain't gonna like you when they hear what you have to say and what you feel about certain things. And I'm like, yeah, pretty much. Because that's my real life. And that has always been. And I have always kept my music art life private from my work life, from any life. You know why I do that? Because people get jealous. Okay. People will feel some type of way that you have a channel or a page that is not dedicated to you, where they can be nosy, but they'll feel some type of way if you have a page and it's a bunch of music artists and different people and you're going live and people with verifications is in your live. All of this stuff has caused major insecurity, though the blue dot and these different things or whatever it is to verify that you are who you say that you are. But you have people that are very angry about that. Because of their own insecurities. To get up and invest into an instrument, to get up and make an idea and make it happen, to do any of that is all the path, even to get up and read books, is all the path of success. Because you are choosing not to stay where you are. You're not accepting where you are. You're not accepting it. And sometimes it's a bit of a fight. Sometimes it becomes a fight. You have to realize that you might be fighting to be who you are. You might be fighting to remain in your true self. But bitch, I say keep on fighting. Give me like 30 seconds. I also I also say this, and I want you to hear me out very well. The thing is, when you have got to the point, and I'm being for real when I say this, when you have got to the point in your life where you don't like America, you've gotten to a point of major growth in your life, like major growth. Okay? When you got to that level, you are going to come out of this very stupid Americanized way of life and living. This whole Western side of ideology. Do you get what I'm saying? That's really what it is. The whole Western ideology. And because of that, when you come out of that Western ideology, what you're going to find is that you are going to not be the same, think the same, or even live as them. Your life is not going to be limited to. You get what I'm saying? You're not going, you be like, my life is not limited. Like I remember I was talking about one of the positions at the job, and of course the nigga was cock blocking the job. And he started talking. Of course, he had a white wife, okay, from upstate New York. And I told him, I said, where I'm from, tell her she from South Canada. She ain't from the real New York. And he started cracking up, and I was dead ass. And so he was going on and on about, you should study. And I said, well, I've been doing that all my life. I get certifications in many things. That's just how my life is with how I grew up. Right? Because understand that people have conversations with you the way that they do because they don't know people as you. You have to accept that you may be that rare breed that they met that day or they know at work. You're a rare breed. Now, some of you, oh, it feels so good to paint my nose black right now. Now, some of you may not like to hear that. It may be a problem for you, or you may not even want to accept it. All right. But you may be that rare breed. You know what I'm told when I'm in somebody's life? You made me change my mind. It's the way that you think. You shifted my mind. That's what I'm told. That's the biggest aspect of me in anybody's life, the way I think. That's what I'm admired for. Sometimes I'm like, well, why doesn't anyone tell me what they love about me? Why don't they talk about my personality and this and that? And I was told, oh, you have a wonderful personality when you open up to people. A great personality when you open up. So the thing is, I didn't need other people's validation, but I'm still going to ask. And the reality of what I had to accept is I am a rare breed. Okay. And you may be too. If you're over here, you're definitely a rare breed. If you're listening to the books that I play, you're a rare breed. You're sitting here talking to me about the art of manipulation and dark psychology and stuff, and you're engaging and you're taking notes and you have a burn book, you are a rare breed. But you have to understand what comes with that mentality in life when you are a rare breed. You have to understand that you're going to attract, more than likely, if you do go out here and you talk to a male, most of the time they're in an interracial relationship. Talk to a woman, interracial relationship, because that is your energy. And if anybody is in with the same goddamn race of people, you ain't gonna even get along with them motherfuckers. They ain't gonna be someone that's in your energetic radar. You're not gonna really want to fuck with them. I'm so serious. You're not gonna want to fuck with them. There are some people that they not even gonna want to fuck with you because you resonate so much outside of who they are. That was a mammy that didn't say thank you when I opened that door today, y'all. She was light skinned, caramel complexion. She had that short golden cut. Y'all know that cut, the bitches that look like that, but they still date a nigga in prison that's a murderer, end up getting killed. That was a mammy. I ain't even look at her. I don't even realize it. I didn't even look at her. I just opened the door and kept walking. Gotta understand how this goes. You're in a situation and you're talking to a black woman, said about her life, or Hispanic woman, said about her life. And you're gonna listen. You're gonna listen, And so, for some reason, depending on what kind of career job you have, they always fucking with a nigga, some stupid da 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 da. Right? Doesn't matter. And what comes to me is what you'll find that even if you're talking to a mammy or something, if you all happen to be in a situation where you all were talking to them, and you listen to their lives, and you listen, I promise you're going to ask, do you have any hobbies? Do you have things that you like to do? Do you have anything you want to go to school for? Anything? And the mammying is just disgusting because we know what black women, the black male hates the most, and we know what kind of black men and why they go for the certain kind of black women that they go for. He talks about that too. The mommy issues, fucking their mother. It was really good. And Manosphere is a bunch of angry motherfuckers. Okay? Just like the divester, who do they want gone? The black woman. The typical image of the black woman, they want her gone. This is what the Black Woman's Guide is all about. That first realization is that you are hated as a black woman. And you need to know that when you live your life not limited to being a black woman or limited to what the world tries to make you be as a black woman, you need to know what kind of frequency you're going to put out there and what kind of reaction you're going to get from people because of it. No typical black woman wants to talk to me. No typical black woman will ever like me. No matter how much she may like me, she will never like me. My life is not her life. I can't relate to her. None whatsoever. It was one talking and she said, I don't want to be with nobody if I can't put that I'm in a relationship with you. I ain't got time. And it be energy changes, transformations with people. And, I ain't got time for all that. And it's like, it looks dumb. And I'm going to tell you why it looks dumb. Because it's like, bitch, it took you to get 50, 60 years old to figure this out. That behavior stopped for me in my early 20s. That I never even, matter of fact, I never conducted myself that way. You can't relate to her. She talks to you in hopes of you being able to talk like her and say things like her and this and that, and you do not relate. Let me tell you who else you don't relate to. You don't relate to people who like black people. You don't relate to them either. If they like black people, if they date black people, you don't relate to them motherfuckers. Now, for the black alternative woman, it's a different story with us, with interracial, because for us it's not about race, it's about the music, it's about the culture, it's about an emotional support. It's very different. It's not even, race is not even a factor. We don't give a fuck about people in metal who are racist. We don't fuck with them. We don't fuck with them. Point blank, period. We don't got time for the motherfucker who's racist that be around black people and we know that they're racist. We don't fuck, they won't fuck with us either. You gotta understand, this is all the frequency of a thing, which is you. Because it's about your mind. It's about who you are energetically when you walk out here. Why are your divestors failing in divesting? Why are there women listening to divestors, but they're still fucking black men? Because those divestors are still fucking black men. See, they still don't, they may be dating these men so-called white, but these men may not be fully white when you get into it. or what supremacy white or what white supremacy defines to be white. These people come around for kicks and giggles. I'm not a comedian. I'm serious. Even when people find me funny, I'm very serious. And that's what I'm about over here. I let dude talk. Yeah, she said it, but she was like, you let him you talk to him again. I like, yeah, let him talk. Let dude talk while he was sober. Because he proved everything that I know. But I want y'all to all just hear it. Don't forget the divestors got the idea to never talk to any man on their platform from women like us. Because we don't talk to males on our platform. They don't even get acknowledged. I mean, the manosphere do the same thing with the women in their platform. We didn't have a bunch of comedy and all this kind of shit on our platform. I say this because of my experience. And it's a fucked up experience. And I share my experiences all the time. They all so fucked up. Somebody sent me a message laughing about it, like, you've met some fucked up ass fucking people. And I'm just like, damn. I wasn't laughing about it though. And I'm going to share what I share. Because to be somebody who's aware and hates these motherfuckers and was in such a depressed state and end up being with one and having children with one, I'm going to tell my motherfucking feelings and stories. But it was only one who's Haitian, who himself was with an Asian wife. His ex-wife was Asian, Japanese. He was the first one to say, you hate men. And he probably didn't want to say it, but he probably knew I hated the black ones, especially the dark ones. He knew what it was. That's why he got the fuck away from me. He was one of the smart ones. You know why he knew that? Because that was his same sentiments with the black woman. Because when he left that when he left that Japanese wife and he talked about how wonderful his life was, after that you can see how depressed he is dating black women or being around black people. Mm-hmm. A lot of people of other races, when they go into a very unhappy place, they end up with somebody black. And that's a harsh reality. Mm-hmm. It's a dark saying that once you go black, you never go back. It's a very dark, dark saying right there. That's what I see now. And I just want you to know you are a rare breed. And so energetically, people are going to respond to you as they respond to you. I'm not liked. Even if people talk to me, they talk to me and I can still feel it that they don't like me. Something in them can feel it, but they don't know exactly what they're feeling, but they don't like you. It extends, it's not about racism, it extends across the board. Anybody of another race who is around a bunch of black people, they're still a part of that frequency. I don't give a fuck if they only talk to the people they never do. They talk to everybody. It don't fucking matter. They still a part of the frequency. They're still around them. So that still tells you who they are, because how messy do Hispanics be at work? How messy are the Hispanics at work when they work amongst black people? How trashy are they when they work amongst black people? That tells you something. I bet you people don't deal with that in higher up positions. And I've seen cooning Hispanics and Latins for white people. It goes across the board. There's a dude in my job. He's a passport bro. I knew he was one. He can't stand me. I put it together. Oh, because I have on my bonnet. Oh, he don't want to fuck with me. Okay. Well, I talked to this being before. That's the funny part about it. And I heard he lost weight because he was so in love with one of the fucking succumbus, what you call them, seductresses at work, bringing her flowers and all kind of shit and chocolates, and she was getting money out of him, out of this pass. And I was like, oh, okay, this is how the passports bro was living out here. He wouldn't dare do that for a black woman. He wouldn't dare. And I knew what he was, and I looked at him. I knew they all got to look. They all got to look. So when I sat here and I look at these things and I observe, and I want you to do the same thing. I want you to observe people the same type of way. You get better at reading and understanding people. You get better at it. You get better at reading and understanding yourself. And oh, don't let me get into family. Oh boy, just let that go. You think, I don't have a problem with my sister-in-laws. I really don't. I don't talk to really one more than the other, but I still keep my distance because I'm not stupid. Still keep my distance. And understand yourself. What's the saying? Know thyself. So that you can understand why. And so when it happens, you don't worry about it. I'm being dead ass when I say this shit. I sat here, I calculated my money, and I made some decisions, and I made some phone calls between yesterday and today. Bills getting paid off. I could talk about that. Bills are getting paid off. But bills getting paid off is not so much of bills such as rent, light bill. No. Things that I need to get done are getting paid off. Things that I want to do for myself is getting paid off. Things that I need for myself are getting paid off. Because I'm developing a different spiritual space, mindset, and energy. I'm moving my life in that way. A lot of us don't resonate with this country. That's what it is. We can go to Texas right now, we're going to have a problem. We can go to motherfucking Seattle, we're going to have a problem. We can take ourselves to Brooklyn, we're going to have a problem because it's about this culture of America and the people that's in it. We want something different. We want to go around people as ourselves more. That's really what it's about. We want to be around. When I went to the bookstore a week ago, I was so happy on the inside, y'all. I was happy little, like a happy. Like my mom was taking me to one of my favorite parks. That's how happy I was. That's how much I love bookstores. That's how much I love libraries. That's how much I love reading. That's how much I love studying and understanding things. That's how much I love it. That's how much I love learning. Told myself, if I don't physically go back to college for something, I am definitely going to sit down at home and give myself a college course and give myself a course in something, even if it's online. I said, that's what I'm going to do. Because I'm empty. I was like, I'm not empty, but those are the things that fulfill me spiritually. When I come on a podcast platform, the one I'm going to tell y'all about, probably next week. When I get on that That is my space of reading and learning and teaching the thing I love to do. That's what I told him. Remember, I was talking, he had asked me that. I'm a useful person. I'm even useful in the work world. I'm useful in a way that I want to be used. And I want you to do the same for yourself. The thing is, I sit around and I say to myself, and I'm going to have an answer soon come. But y'all need to understand that the Black woman has always been a scientific study, even in slavery days. Everything about the Black woman has been a curious study for everybody. Did you know that scientists from the 16 and 1700s said Black women are more prone to be bisexual because they have fatter clitorises? That's what they go do your research. A Greek doctor said this. And so the Africans and the Black slaves, notice I said African and Blacks, were gathered up and studied. Their clitorises and the size of their clitorises were studied. Isn't that some shit? But this is why I tell Black women to get her protection up. This is why I tell Black women to be assertive, to be mean, and be okay with it, to be more quiet. This is why I tell Black women that. I don't believe these divestors are quiet. I believe that they coon like a motherfucker. I believe that when they go into certain spaces with people of other races, they make it clear to every nigga in the room that they only fuck with them and not them. I believe that very strong. I don't even believe these women are attractive. All right, I'm back. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna have to keep this fan on. I hope it's not too loud. All right, I gotta start moving around again, y'all. So, I said all that to tell you one thing. And one thing I'm telling you is that you are indeed, and I mean indeed, a rare breed. Okay? You are a rare breed. And as you are a rare breed, and as you are a rare breed, you need to know in life can I be heard? I hope it's not an echo. Okay, I'm here. So you have to understand. If it's an echo, press a 2 in the room for anybody who cares to. You have to understand that you are a rare breed. All right. And with understanding, I'm gonna give it 15 minutes before I cut this off on the other side. That these are the kind of responses and reaction you're going to get from people about you being a rare breed. You're going to have to understand that life is going to flow that way for you. And you might get into some fights. You might, if you can avoid it, you might. But you need to understand that there's a deep shame and insecurity that goes on with people. Shame and insecurities and secrets that people have. These people who are online trying to tell you this and trying to tell you that and praising their white picket, their gated community life that they live, those people live in the most fucking fear. Those people are more wrapped up in the norms of what everyone says life is supposed to be like. Some people live in the middle of nowhere. And why the fuck do you want to care about people like that? Life is for you. It's that simple. Life is what makes you happy. That relationship doesn't make you happy, go away. You need a new elevated space in your life, ask for space in that relationship so you can go do the things that you want to do. Monogamy doesn't work for you, then monogamy doesn't work. It's whatever makes you the fuck happy. No one can tell you it no other way around. And don't let nobody try to tell you it any other way around. Because they don't know. They don't know. You know, I'm giving you a guide that works. Okay. I can stand on this and say what I'm telling you about life and the way to navigate this motherfucker, the way to navigate this bitch, I got the proper answer. Okay? I got the proper answer. Proper answer. The way I'm telling you how to be happy, how to stay happy, I got the proper answer. And it's all about you. It's all about what I make you happy. Okay? It's all about that. What makes you happy? What makes you jump? What makes you soar? Because when you do what makes you happy, you attract more people around you that make you happy. Social media in the work world is the same place. And I told y'all this. Social media in the work world is the same space. A lot of people at work you would never have ever talked to. And there's a lot of people online that you would never have ever talked to. It's the same shit. Word. Same space. When I sat down and I was chit chatting with a coworker, I had to check myself. And I'm being for real. And I said, no. It's time to start doing X, Y, and Z. I swear to you, that's what I said to myself. It's time to start doing X, Y, and Z. I'm gonna get some new ones when I get to work. Time to occupy my time and my space with X, Y, and Z. It's time to occupy my time and my space with um what I love to do and the things I love to do and the places I love to go do it. This is what I told myself. And I realized I gotta go journal again. I gotta journal again. And this time when I journal, I need to journal how and why I attract opposites. How and why do I end up talking to people that I kind of really don't be wanting to talk to? Excuse me, headphone users, for that. Excuse me. How and why? That's something I got to take back to the drawing board as well as my own therapy. Okay? My own therapy that I do. How do I get away from myself? How do I always somewhat self-sabotage? So now I got to study on self-sabotage. Now I need to understand when I do it, how I do it, and why I do it. Self-sabotage. Self-sabotage. I have to sit here and examine all of these things. You know why? Because all I got is me and my life and what I want to do with it. All I got is me and my life and what makes me happy in it. All I got is me and my life. And all I'm going to be thinking about and regretting is why have I not just done the things that I love to do? This is how jealousy and envy happens. What the fuck? Okay, I didn't put that in the chat room, y'all. But this is how these things happen. Jealousy, envy, hate, all kind of shit. Regret because other people. Okay? Because of other people. And trust me, you'll hate yourself for doing that. Nobody is worth it. If you are around people who are of other race and they're around a lot of black people, they are insecure, they have a lot of inner guilt, they don't like themselves. I mean, this is people in general, but I find this trait more strong. And this is where people can fall out of line with divestment too, because you think because you see this white guy who's the mechanic over here, and you see this white guy that you work with over here that's handling, I don't know, the paperwork or something, and but at the same time you're in a black space where you see this white person. So they're in the frequency of these niggas that they're around. This is where people fell. Now, if you were a different type of non-black space, and you probably the one or two black person in that space, then that's fine. Then it's a difference with the connection. But if we just take race out of it anyway, and just look at people as a whole, you won't give a fuck about nobody race. You'll give a fuck about their energy. Because it don't matter. That mammy that he's talking to and laughing with, whatever energy, when you don't like, when you ain't feeling him, and then you see who be in his face and hopping and giggling and who he liked the most. Okay? It all makes sense. Somebody texting me. Okay? It will all make sense. People like us, we don't really have relations with people at work. We don't even like the people we work with. Some of us don't even get along with them. Some of us regret even talking to people at work. But eventually, when you're at a job for a while, you got to communicate with people, right? But you can still keep your distance. You just got to know how to navigate. And I teach you how to navigate in silence too. I don't have a family with black people who are fully black people and that date fully black. Okay. My sister-in-laws are not black, and I can go on. And for those of you who have a full black, I don't know what to tell you. I just don't know what to tell you. Honestly, the rare breed has to move in silence. The rare breed has to accept the fact if people think they're stupid, just let them think what they think. The rare breed has to accept that. The rare breed that would be you over here with me has to accept that you're not going to be liked. Shit, put on a shirt that says nobody likes me. Fuck it. Now the computer came back on. Hold on, y'all. So you might see my name pop up again. Told you it's gonna pop back up again. That's the rare black breed. That's the rare breed that you are. And the number one thing is you're not gonna be liked. Mm-mm-mm. Excuse me, y'all. Just had to just get a puff in before I head out this door. Okay. Did it come back? I think I gotta turn it off from this side. All right, yo, don't be scared. Don't be scared. I know, I don't never drop the link because I don't really what's the name? Because I hear echo. I don't what's the name? Right. Okay, that's why I hear myself. Because I come here to just speak and go. And I let people have a voice if they want to have a voice. If they have a question for me, then But that's what it's about for me. I give you the information. I'm just a messenger. I'm just a messenger. I'm just going to speak what I see and what I analyze, what I discern, what I observe about people, what I observe about life. I'm just going to speak from that space. And I will continue to speak from that space. Because I'm not a lousy person. And I live what I speak about. And I have come to see from my experience that there's a mindset in the frequency of niggas, of people. I don't want to say niggas, they're all niggas to me, the people. And this kind of mindset is what creates wickedness. Because wickedness comes from a very, very low space and very low minded people. That are all not all wickedness is about low minded. Highly intelligent people can be very wicked, the most wicked. have the formula. And I also listen to other things and I take notes from it. So when you have somebody like that dude talking, calling you the black bitch, saying crazy shit they can say about you. When you have that dude talking and praising another woman over you, I need you to not care. I need you to observe it from the outside looking in. When you have a dude talking and he is just pretty much saying, this is how I'm getting closer to white supremacy and how I'm winning. I mean, it is what it is, people. No need to care. And I mean it. Like, no need to give a flying fuck. You know why? What did I just say? Because it is what it is. Okay? It is what it is. And it is what it is because you're going to focus on your life and your vibration because you know what? You're going to go into a space and you ain't even going to meet people like that. You ain't even going to engage in conversations with people like that. It won't be in your radar. It won't be in your radar. Nobody will talk about it. Nobody will even think about it. Oh, and nobody would care to engage in that kind of conversation. We didn't get to that part. Nobody would care. Okay? That's how deep it goes. When you go to work, you are putting on the person you're supposed to be when you're at work. Then you go home. But I'm trying to tell you, most people at your job are the biggest losers. My 40 years of working in life, I have learned that people who are at jobs are the biggest fucking losers. And I mean the biggest losers. Did I give her back her pen? Yeah, I gave her back her pen. I did. Okay. I gotta get my pen. Okay? The biggest losers. They are unhappy. They have the worst relationships. Ain't nothing good. They're fucking each other. Ain't nothing good about their lives. They're promiscuous. They're deviants. They're everything. I mean, they're horrible. Severely mentally ill. Severely mentally ill. I can go on. Can't even click on anything. I can go on. These are the people that you are working with. And this is what you have to navigate through. It's not always easy, people. Sometimes you have a job position where you have to talk to people, you have to communicate. It's not always easy. It's not always easy to be somewhere in life and be like, damn, I gotta go ahead and make, do this to pay the bills while I do what I love at home. It's not always easy. Oh shit. Hold on, y'all. You got I'm back. But it's not hard either. You just have to be wise enough to navigate. Let me tell you something. People are insecure. Even your passport bros and your divested black women, they're insecure. They don't, they know that they're not that attractive. And a lot of that is attack on pretty privilege too, low key. A lot of these topics are attack on pretty. I have not seen an attractive passport bro yet, yo. I have not seen an attractive passport bro yet. But there's a pretty privilege that's a part of this stuff too. That's why it has to be all this extra love for whiteness. But what about extra love for just yourself? What about extra love for just being you? What about that? That's the part that no one's talking about. They holler, oh, when I'm alone, but you married. You don't count. That applies to the single person. That applies to the person who left a relationship. That applies to the person who don't be in a relationship. That applies to the person that does everything for themselves, go out by themselves, take themselves out and date themselves. That don't apply to you who's married. You can't talk to me about alone. You don't really know what it is to be alone. It is that those little intricate things, and this is why I keep trying to tell you. If you just listen long enough, you can hear the insecurities. You can hear the jealousies as well. I kept telling y'all, the next 3 years, a lot of people are not going to be able to recover their faces. Those who laughed at people suffering, oh, they got some karma coming back to their ass in a way that they don't see coming. I don't laugh at nobody suffering. Unless I really hate you, then maybe I will. But I don't laugh at nobody suffering. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. God damn it. I have to get the fucking shit when I get there. That shit fall on the floor. That one on the couch.
God damn, my pants sagging already.